just hugging a bunch of fluffy creatures and giving them endless pets and snuggles. Yet it scared the entire galaxy shitless. Because these fluffballs were actually the galaxy's top big shots. Completely unaware, I kept using the tiger's belly as a pillow, the lion's tail as a whip, and even rode the azure falcon like a mount. Little did I know, one day I'd wake up to find myself cradled in the arms of a group of gorgeous men. I've always been obsessed with fluffy things. So after Blue Star joined the Galactic Federation, I immediately took a job at the Galactic Wildlife Sanctuary and became a caretaker. But since I hadn't gone through training yet, I had no idea that the sanctuary housed ranked galactic elites, and naively thought they were just cute little animals. I didn't know that these elites would enter an evolution phase upon adulthood, during which they'd lose consciousness and turn into fierce beasts. And these bestial warriors would never accept feeding or approach from anyone. So when they saw me trying to get close to Marshall, everyone in the control room tensed up. What is this blue starer doing? The Marshal just fought a savage beast and is still bloodthirsty. Approaching him now will get you torn to shreds. But before they could finish, they watched as I walked up and punched the roaring sunglasses King Tiger in the face. Since I'd interacted with other animals on Blue Star before, I know that to tame a tiger, you must be fiercer than it. After all, who can be fiercer than a tigress? The big tiger was completely stumped, lowering its head in grievance. Everyone who witnessed this scene widened their eyes in disbelief. Could it be because that girl came from Blue Star that she was able to do this? But they had clearly hired Blue Star natives before. Without exception, none could approach these subjects. At first, they thought it was just a coincidence. So when they saw me take out 2 pieces of raw meat and place them in front of Yi Nozan, they all wore expressions of disdain. Did she think that just by getting close to the Marshal would eat the meat she offered? How ridiculous. But the next second, everyone was proven wrong. Because the meat I offered, the Marshal not only finished everything, but also came close, like an obedient puppy. When I took out my own meal, even Don Huo, the district chief, was shocked. This was the first time in history someone succeeded in feeding him. Over here, I gently pushed away the big tiger's head. This has all sorts of seasonings in it. It's not good for your health. Hearing this, the big tiger immediately rolled around on the ground, acting all spoiled. My heart completely melted from its cuteness. I directly hugged its big head and gave it a kiss. How can you be so adorable? You really like being kissed, huh? Yi Nozan immediately lowered his head shyly. The people in the control room were stunned once again. She actually kissed the Marshal. The key point is the Marshal didn't even swat her with his paw. After finishing the meal, I got up to return to the service area. But as soon as I boarded the aircraft, I suddenly felt something heavy on my back. Turning around, I was met with that kitty face. Little cutie, you coming back with me too? The big tiger excitedly let out 2 ow sounds. Noticing he was still injured, I piloted the aircraft to the nearest service area. By the time we arrived at our destination, we saw the veterinarian Zui waiting for us there. Although I had already treated Yi Nozan's wounds, they weren't fully confident in my abilities yet, so they decided to have the professional vet examine him again. But the moment Nozan saw Zui, instantly became furious. I quickly grabbed hold of it. All right, good boy. They're not bad people. When it comes to animals, my attitude is always exceptionally good. Even the tone of my voice becomes gentler. Yi Nozan, who had been barking furiously at Zui earlier, immediately quieted down after hearing this. Seeing this scene, Zui couldn't help but click his tongue in amazement. Could you please take him into the treatment room? He'll also need to stand on the scanner. That way, we can use the scanner to check his injuries. I tried guiding Yi Nozan inside. After confirming there was no danger inside, Yi Nozan gave Zui outside the door a cold glance. then slowly walked toward me. But before I could even speak, he actually jumped onto the scanner himself, waiting for people in the control room. I've lost count of how many times it's shaken. You have to understand, this completely goes against the nature of a beast. After seeing the scan results on my end, I couldn't help but frown. Aside from the fresh injuries from today, Nozen actually had more old wounds. Zui sighed helplessly. These were all left behind from his fights. And then he refused proper treatment, leading to the current outcome. To help Yi Nozen recover as soon as possible, I decided to stay by his side for a while, then began discussing treatment plans with Zui. But when Yi Nozen saw me talking to Zui non-stop, he immediately nuzzled his head against me, acting spoiled, while secretly shooting Zui a murderous glare. Zui was so scared he bolted out of the treatment room. It's too late today. I'll go prepare tomorrow's medicine first. You should rest early. I looked at the door in confusion. Why did Dr. Zhu run off so fast? Before bed that night, I wiped the dirt off Yi Nozen's body and used a brush to groom his fur, only to find an excessive amount of loose hair, clumps of it coming off with each stroke. I couldn't help but complain. Did your previous caretakers never groom you? Unbeknownst to me, Yi Nozen never lets anyone else touch him. Except for me. Just then, Yi Nozen rolled onto his back happily, his fluffy tail swaying back and forth in front of me. I was instantly smitten and gave it several more kisses. After the hair is all styled and done, I was so exhausted that I fell asleep right in Yi Nozen's arms. The people in the control room saw Old Man Ba. We stared at each other, using the tiger's belly as a pillow. Don Huo frowned slightly. The petite and fragile earthling didn't even have a blanket to sleep with. Tomorrow, we must send her some supplies. And from now on, as long as Yi Nozen is still in the evolution phase, she and Miyamayo will be key protected targets. With her around, the chances of Yi Nozen safely making it through the evolution phase will be much higher. Waking up in the middle of the night, I only felt sore all over my back. This floor is seriously hard. I had to get up and move around to ease the stiffness. Seeing me rise, the big tiger immediately stood up and followed behind, afraid the night might be too cold. I casually closed the door. The people in the control room saw this scene. Everyone gasped in shock. You have to understand, wild beasts refuse to be tamed. Closing the door is an extremely dangerous act. Yet Yi Nozen didn't react at all. Instead, when I lay back on his belly, he adjusted to a position that let me sleep more comfortably. This left everyone utterly baffled. The next day, as soon as I opened the door, Yi Nozen dashed into the jungle. Just as I was about to chase after him, a tall man appeared in front of me. Hello, I'm Don Huo. I'm here to deliver supplies to you. At the time, I had no idea that Don Huo, the district chief, had personally taken on the task of delivering supplies, just to see me. Because he knew I came from Blue Star. No nutritional drinks. The delivered supplies weren't just daily necessities. There were also plenty of fresh foods. Seeing him start moving things, I initially wanted to help, but he absolutely refused. After all, the impression of Blue Star people being fragile was deeply ingrained in his bones. In the end, I could only dig out the ingredients he brought and prepare some grilled lamb to reward him. When Don Huo finished his work, he caught a whiff of an unfamiliar yet enticing aroma. He was instantly stunned. What is this? I handed the lamb to him. These are lamb skewers. Try them, Don Huo. The uncontrollable outcome. The moment he tasted the deliciousness, he finally understood. Why Blue Star? People don't like nutritional drinks. What kind of miserable life had he been living before? He devoured the entire roasted lamb leg in one go. After gauging Don Huo's appetite, I made him some lamb soup. Don Huo didn't even mind the scalding heat, grabbing the bowl and immediately taking a sip. The flavor spread across his tongue, and tears of happiness instantly streamed down. It was truly delicious. The control room staff watching this scene had silent tears at the corners of their mouths. Just how good must it taste? They really wanted to try it too. At the same time, they all complained about the district chief's shameless hogging. Meanwhile, Yi Nozan, returning from hunting, found his home had been raided. Angrily yelling at Huo Chen. That look in his eyes seemed like Hugh is about to snap his neck the next second. I looked at him with a face full of surprise. Yi Nozan, did you go hunting? So impressive, such sudden praise. It instantly dissolved the tense standoff between the man and the tiger. Yi Nozan looked at me in confused bewilderment. Then he pushed the hunted prey toward me. I happily examined the wild rabbits and pheasants on the ground. Nozan, you're amazing. The tiger, pleased by the praise, actually go of Don Huo's home invading behavior. He obediently lay down beside me. Yesterday, Don Huo had already witnessed how unusual I was, but still couldn't help mocking Yi Nozan in his heart. You hypocritical tiger. After Don Huo left, I took Yi Nozan out for a walk. At that moment, a sudden cry echoed from the sky. A sapphire falcon dives down like a bolt of lightning. The targets are the two ferocious beasts below. The combat instincts of the beastmen are ingrained in their bones. So, even though they've now lost their human consciousness, they won't hesitate to kill the beasts when facing them. Upon spotting the beasts, Yi Nozan also charged forward. An eagle and a tiger worked together, attacking the enemy. The people in the control room immediately recognized that the Azure Falcon was the Empire's commander, Jelly. No wonder he was the first to detect the presence of the beasts. The commander and the marshal were old partners, though neither remembers the other now. Everyone is worried whether they can still pull it off. At the same time, they're puzzled about how the beasts appeared here. One just showed up yesterday, and now 2 more have come. It's pretty obvious they're the target. Don Huo, who was originally about to leave, send the guards to reinforce immediately. Under the reminder from Central Control Room, Don Huo just found out teams still in the combat zone. Quickly took out the communicator and called me. At this moment, my attention was completely focused on the big tiger. I didn't hear his order at all. Just when I saw Sumioni peering out of nowhere, after the third fierce beast, he calmly took out his slingshot without any rush. How dare you bully my big kitty? Take this. As the bullet was fired, the beast collapsed straight away. Seeing this scene, the people in the control room were stunned. What is that thing in Himayo's hand? He actually took down the beast in one go. Actually, it's because I loaded the bullet with a large amount of anesthetic. This dosage might not even be enough to take down an elephant. Not to mention the ferocious beasts. By the time the guards arrived, the other 2 ferocious beasts have already been taken down by Wang Hu and Falcon. Yi Nozan saw me. Immediately, shekkishly ran to my side. The falcon that was about to fly away saw this scene. He immediately gave a look of disdain. Such a big guy for nothing. Actually acting cutie in front of a weak human. What a disgrace to the tiger's reputation. Who knew? Right after complaining, just then, the human came running towards him. Little falcon, you're still here. The guards saw what was happening. Quickly spoke up to remind them. Don't go, be careful or Jelly will peck you. Yet at this moment, I had already stroked Jelly's feathers. I looked at them with a face full of confusion. Why did it peck me? The sudden cute head tilt. The guards were completely baffled. No one told them either. This caretaker from Blue Star is so adorable. So has Jelly fallen too? Jelly's body couldn't help but tremble as it was being caressed. Even after seeing that I was too short to reach it. Unconsciously lowered my head. I've never seen such a large falcon before. I wonder what it feels like to sit on it and soar into the sky. The guards over here finish heckling up the battlefield. Get out quickly. After all, the jealous marshal. If you take your anger out on them, it's all over. At this moment, Yi Nozan came over and bit the hem of my skirt. Pulled me closer to it. Clearly, they don't want me to have too much contact with Falcon. Jelly Eye saw me being dragged away. Instantly, they weren't happy either. He directly grabbed the back of my collar. The two fierce beasts started arguing like this. Guy, take it easy. You're pulling my hair. Hearing my exclamation, Guy hurriedly let go with his mouth. Like a child who's done something wrong. With a pitiful look, he buried his head in the feathers on his chest. I couldn't help but burst out laughing. Then gently patted its little head. Do my two big hairs want to go back for dinner? No matter what. They are all good babies, woke down two fierce beasts. Of course, rewards hold be given. An eagle and a tiger rushed towards trying to outdo the other. Then he glared fiercely at the other person. If it weren't for me, they'll probably start fighting again. At this moment, Galik rooked down in front of me. I immediately understood what it meant. The people in the control room just stood there watching helplessly. Their commander was used to be me as a flying mount. As the falcon prepared to take off, it still managed to smack the tiger in the mouth. Tu Yunua was so angry that she wanted to bite off a few of its feathers. As a result, Jelly Eye was the first to take off into the sky. Seeing the tiny, adorable human in his eyes, disappeared from sight. Yi Nozan was huffing and puffing behind. But the flying beast was ultimately faster than the land beast. In no time, we arrived at the service area. I patted its little head with satisfaction. Decided to make some extra delicious food tonight as a reward. And the late arriving Yi Nozan. Right off the bat, they started fighting with Jelly Eye. Seeing that neither of them was going all out, I can't be bothered to mediate either. Put the prepared meat by the door. Then he called them over to eat together. Yi Nozan and Goliard the call. Gave the other person an unhappy look. Only then did he reluctantly come over to eat. At night, I look at the 280-meter-long bed and let out a sigh of carbon dioxide. If only this bed were a bit bigger. It's not that I'm being overly sensitive. It's just that the two of them went up and took up the entire bed. Helpless, I had no choice but to spread the quilt on the floor. Seeing me sleeping on the floor, an eagle and a tiger also came scampering down eagerly. Squeezed in themital, rolled my eyes. Give you the bed. Not sleeping yet? The next day will be tough. I was woken up by the big tiger licking me. Yi Nozan, stop sucking up. My hairline is about to disappear. Who knew he'd played victim first? Meanwhile, Jelly Eye flapped his wings and chirped by the side. As if mocking, furious Yi Nozan. He turned his head and shouted back. It almost deafened me. Be a good boy or girl, and don't be angry anymore. Jelly Eye meant no harm. Jelly Eye, you should be yourself too. How nice it is to be friends with Yi Nozan. You guys look so cool fighting together yesterday. To keep them from fighting among themselves, I decided to find something for them to do. So he pretended to look very hungry. I'm so hungry right now. How about we go hunting together? Hearing this, both big guys came up to me and sniffed. Make sure I'm not in a life-threatening danger. He reluctantly nodded in agreement. Soon, the three of yous arrived at the jungle. Jelly Eye is responsible for finding prey. Yi Nozan is in charge of the main force. And I'm just being a slacker. By the way, take the camera to capture their glorious moment. I had previously informed Don Ho about the plan to create a Starnet account. So he specifically asked me to buy Yi Nozan. How well do you guys work together? I took photos while giving compliments. The two beasts worked even harder, getting ready to head back. Jelly Eye caught a few big fish for me in the river again. I was so excited for lunch. Give his little Nogin a big smooch right on it. Instantly made him shy. No surprise. Yi Nozan's jealousy is flaring up again. He turned around and was about to go into the river to catch some fish for me. I quickly stopped him. Yi Nozan, your injury haven't healed yet. Cannot touch water. The big tiger whimpered pitifully with a couple of ow sounds. I patted its head to comfort it. There, it's okay. Wait till you recover. I only eat the prey you bring back, okay? After coaxing the big tiger into a good mood, I'm on the internet. Created an account named Fluffy Keeper. Then I uploaded the photos taken today, documenting Black Gold Tiger and Azure Falcon first hunt. After successfully getting on board with the collaboration, the two big guys have eaten their fill. Yi Nozan and Jelly Eye safely escorted me back to the service area. He turned around and ran back into the jungle. Zhu Yi cautiously glanced at the treatment room. After confirming that Wo Big Shots had left, only then did he feel reassured enough to hand me the medicine. This time, I brought a lot of supplies with me. Even the luggage I had in the dorm was brought over. After all, Yi Nozan's injury haven't fully healed yet. Now, here comes Jelly Eye again. I still have to stay here for a while longer. Dr. Zhu is such a kind-hearted person. Help me move my stuff. I'll treat you to a meal. Zhu Yi was dazzled by my sudden smile, helplessly using hands meant for holding a scalpel. Start helping to move the supplies. I was in the kitchen dealing with those big fish we caught. By noon, Yi Nozan and Jelly Eye finally back, seeing the bloodstains at the corners of their mouths. I guess they must have gone hunting again. And the two big guys immediately took over my space as soon as they came up. The left and right positions are vying for favor again. So when Zui came back after moving his stuff, I saw two fierce beasts guarding me while I was cooking. A peaceful and tranquil time. Yet he showed a nervous expression. I understand his concerns, so he reached out and patted the heads of the big tiger and the falcon, warned them not to harm Dr. Zhu. Seeing the two bosses nod, Zui finally Dareto step inside. Alright, Dr. Zhu, have a bowl of fish soup to calm your nerves. I placed the bowl of fish soup in front of Zui. Zui smelled the milky white fish soup, the refreshing aroma of tofu mixed in. Drooling with greed, he immediately picked up the bowl and started drinking. The moment I tasted the delicious flavor, instantly, his eyes lit up. This is so damn good. Right after that, I also tried the braised fish roe and spicy fish head I made. He instantly understood. Why did Don Huo try the food I made and then started to dislike its nutrient supplements? At the same time, on the Starnet, my account has already sparked a wave of excitement. Everyone thinks I deliberately telephose it to fake it. Because the proportions of the Azure Falcon and the Obsidian King Tiger in the picture are clearly off. Netizens are all demanding that I delete this set of photos immediately, and requesting the official account to be banned, to prevent certain people from profiting unfairly. Because the Starfleet places great importance on intellectual property. Even if it's just downloading pictures online, you still have to pay in federal currency. And I was completillionaire of this. Still leisurely sunbathing with two fluffy ones, until Zui suddenly appeared. Did you post Yi Nozan Jali's photos online? Because of their excessively large size, netizens all thought you were faking it to grab attention and scam money. Because of my uniqueness, to stop me from turning into a beast, against level ORC. Feeling afraid. Therefore, Huo Cheng of the order very early. Don't let Aniona mention it to me. S-level beastman's existence. So at this moment, Zai wasn't doing too well either. Just tell me what he should do now. Why don't you send a video? I nodded in agreement. Luckily, record a video today. I quickly uploaded the video. This incident also caught the attention of the authorities. The official in charges, a federal insider. I could tell at a glance. The ink golden king tiger in the picture, different from the Azure Falcon. So the matter was reported to the higher-ups again. After learning about this, Minister Cassioff the Interstellar Security Department, very surprised. S-level ORCs during their evolution period. No one is Alouetto get close, right? During their beast transformation phase, they will even recognize their own family. How could they still hunt together? Could it be fake? He held a video conference with Don Huo with questions in mind. Don Huo couldn't explain it him clearly at the moment. Might as well talk about what happened during this period. Sent everything over in one go. After understanding the whole story, Minister Tassi simply found it too unbelievable. The final decision was to continue cooperating with Don Huo. Keep this matter hidden to the end. Before anyone even noticed, King Mo, Wang Hu, and the Azure Falcon sensed something was off. They even posted a notification line to block me altogether. Respected citizens, please allow me, Zui, to represent the Federation. I sincerely appeal to everyone, please temporarily refrain from contacting Furry Keeper and the Earthlings. Disclose any matters guarding ranked ORCs. This is a secret yet passionate pursuit of love. Let us offer our most sincere blessings. May they get what they wish for. Love is an eternal and unchanging hot topic. The big shot's pursuit of love. It's a great thing that citizens are happy to see. And the originally outraged netizens, he also quietly deleted his previous inappropriate remarks. Some people even went out of their way to download the photos and videos. Pay the copyright fee as a small gesture of compensation. So then, I just watch it helplessly as my account. From nothing to something. Account balance is heading straight for 100,000 Federation coins. Straight up Akivet financial freedom. And those who are about to enter the evolution period for their own children. Worried parents. They were so overjoyed they burst into tears. With this keeper, their child is finally saved. As for those big shots little schemes, I had no idea. Just leisurely playing volleyball with two fluffy ones. Jali's giant wings never miss a beat. Yi Nozan was so pissed off that he started catching the ball with his mouth. Seeing the opponent foul, Jelly immediately flew over from the opposite side, pecking at a tiger's head with its beak. Seeing that the situation was about to spiral out of control again, I quickly threw the volleyball far away. Whoever picks up the ball first, I'll groom them tonight. The gaze of the Ink Gold King Tiger and the Azure Falcon was successfully drawn. They all let go of each other and rushed toward the volleyball. Jelly is very fast. But the eagle's beak couldn't grip the ball. Yi Nozan, late to the party, he opened his mouth wide and effortlessly took it all in. This made Falcon extremely pissed off. Taking advantage of the ability to fly, flying back to my side with a pitiful and aggrieved look. I smiled and patted his little head. It's all my fault, sis. Shouldn't have you said sick a big ball. Sis is sorry, okay? And Yi Nozan, who rushed back, was instantly furious when he saw this. He let go of the ball and his mount hand started fighting with Jelly again. Seeing this kind of every day really wears me out. He grabbed the big tiger's ear with one hand. The other hand grabbed the falcon's wing. Angrily, he brought the two fierce beasts back to the service area. The people in the control room watch it like a variety show every day. Ha ha ha. What a grand marshal and commander. Got subdued by a little girl just like that. That's fucking hilarious. After returning to the service area, I checked each off-tier wounds one by one. Luckily, they didn't go all out. After applying the medicine for them, I started preparing dinner. I'll take the nutritional supplements. The medicine for beautiful fur was all added in. The people in the control room were stunned. How could there still be people drugging others right in front of their faces? The marshal and the commander probably won't eat this, right? The beastmen after transforming didn't trust humans at all. Over here I'm keeping a straight face. Animals have hearts as clear as a mirror. They know very well whether you treat them well or not. And Nozan and Jelly saw me sprinkle several kinds of powder. And indeed, there was no stopping or leaving. I mixed the food and pushed it in front of them. They first sniffed with their noses, seeing me all smiles again, started eating hungrily. The atmosphere here is joyful and harmonious. Little did they know that danger was quietly creeping closer. In the galaxy, apart from the Federation, there is still a Golden Glory Empire. The Stellar Throne and the Silverwing Sanctuary stand in a three-way balance of power, representing the sun, moon, and stationing in harmony with the Federation. Help each other to build a harmonious and friendly interstellar world. Because they have a common enemy. That's the Rebel Army and the Beast Horde. Strictly speaking, the Beast is the Rebel Army's weapon for war. And the product that was developed. They are like monsters. Without reason, fearless of life and death. And the previous ferocious beast. It was all them who secretly sent Itinto, the Tianyao Star Conservation Area. I originally wanted to take advantage of the ZES-level beastmen entering their feral phase. Take them out. Yet I never expected Huo Chen to be on high alert, guarding against every possible move. Don't give them any chance at all. But that set of pictures on the internet. But it gave them a breakthrough. The state of this shoot. Clearly, they had no guard up against the person filming. They just happened to be able to start with this fluffy breeder. I have no idea at all. The targeted me. Just woke up from my sleep. But there was no Sinyofi Nozan and Jelly Eye. After checking the surveillance footage, I felt both angry and amused. An eagle and a tiger actually teamed up to open the door. Went out hunting. I helplessly shook my head. I just grabbed a quick bit and then took off in the aircraft. It rained last night. Maybe there are mushrooms or woody or fungus outside or something. Who knew we couldn't even find the ingredients before? First, hide in the bushes. Found 2 newborn wolf cubs. Although very cute. But I was so scared that I climbed up a tree. What if the wolf cub's parents suddenly come back? What if you mistake him for a wolf trader? Up in the tree, I casually took out the communicator to contact Zun. Only then did I realize that wolves are pack animals. Generally, they don't abandon their young. Most likely, their parents were killed. Zui is rushing over to my side. And I look at the skithets, about to rain again. We can only take the little wolf cub back to the aircraft first. Help them dry their fur. Fed some more milk. At this moment, Don Huo's voice came from outside the door. Open the door, I'm a bit confused. Zui had something come up last minute. Let me come find you. I checked the surveillance before coming. Their parents are not dead. But no trace could be found. Take it back to the service area and keep it for now. From the 2 little wolf cubs, 1 black and 1 white. It should be the offspring of Silvermoon wolf and Darkleaf wolf. It is a federally protected animal under Category 2. I agreed right away. After all, who could resist such an adorable fluffball? Wait till I get these 2 little wolf cubs settled, then I'll come back. What you see is a scene of a man facing off against a tiger and an eagle. Obviously, they don't want Don Huo to enter their territory. I was fuming with me hands on my hips, putting on a serious face. He began lecturing the 2 big guys. You still remember to come back. You actually learned how to open the door now. You've really grown some skills. Looking at Yi Nozan with his ears drooping, Jelly Eye buried his head into his neck. The adorable look of obediently taking a scolding. I almost couldn't hold back my laughter. Yi Nozan immediately came up to me and started acting cute, rubbing its big furry head against my face non-stop. Jelly Eye couldn't sit still either. He ran over and buried his little head in the crook of my neck. By the way, he gave the big tiger a little push from behind with his wing. The scene of 2 fierce beasts vying for favor. Huo Chen couldn't even bear to look. I took a few opportunistic discs of the lackeys, posted in the parents group chat and get ready. Damaged their reputation a bit. He doesn't even need a caption. You can just imagine the look on their parents' faces when they opened the picture. They showed off their family sympathizing and awe-inspiring presence. The marshal and commander who controls the entire battlefield. 20 years of carefully crafted image just collapsed like this. The bitch Chen had his mug look of schadenfreude. I looked completely puzzled. Big bro Huo, what are you laughing at? Upon hearing this, Don Huo. The expression on his face finally softened. Nothing's right. I previously asked someone to bring back a lot of local specialties from Blue Star. I'll go get it for you from the aircraft. Great. Thank you, brother Huo. But the more they moved, the more stuff there was. The medical room is almost full to bursting. The service area has an animal dormitory. Actually, you can let Yi Nozen and Jelly sleep on their own. It's already such a big beast, still clinging to Thiefkeeper all day long. Shameless. Huo Chen silently cursed in his heart, but forgot how they were begging them to get closer to humans before. All our luxuries Adari not dream of. They might not adjust well when I'm not around. But moving together to the animal dormitory isn't bad either. It's big and spacious there. Just in time to keep an eye on the two little wolf cubs. The more I think about it, the more suitably it seems, so I'm ready to get started. Don Huo originally wanted to help. Unexpectedly, there was a bit of trouble over at the reserve, so I had no choice but to bring along Adager and an eagle to handle things together. Under my constant praise, the two big guys work even harder when they team up. In just a few moves, everything was cleared out, busy taking care of little wolf cub. A few days later, I suddenly remembered something very important. Ever since the last post went viral, fans have been constantly urging for updates. I've been so busy moving that I completely forgot. So I posted the video from last time when we played volleyball to soothe the fragile ears of netizens, and posted a photo of two little wolf cubs, one black and one white. Online debate. Welcome everyone. Toktively share your thoughts. And once the photos were posted, the comments below instantly exploded. Just over 10 minutes. There were already several thousand name suggestions in the comments above. At last, I picked two names that might belong to fellow Earthlings, Little Rice Cakey and Little Sesame. I posted the news about claiming this name online again. After careful consideration, I think the names Niango and Zima are cute. Perfect for the two little wolf cubs. Decided to requisition this name. Thank you for your active participation. See you next time. Right after that, I picked up the two little ones in my arms. Keep feeding them new names in a loop. Seeing my attention completely by the two little wolf cubs, Yi Nozen reluctant lift my embrace. Fuck off with that little brats. Then he squeezed himself into my arms. Completely forgot that I couldn't even hold his big tiger head in my arms. Haha, Yi Nozen. You're even jealous of Thesmalist most insignificant things. Aren't you ashamed? I hugged his tiger head and gave it a good squeeze. A man and a tiger just casually lay on Thegris, playfully tussling with each other. The two little wolf pups also joined in the fun, just helping Medial with Yi Nozen, biting his tail with baby teeth that haven't fully grown in yet. Ended up being lifted high into the air. The people in the control room smiled as they watched this heartwarming scene. Since this level evolved into a ferocious beast, it's been a long time since I've seen such a lighthearted and joyful scene. And here I am. Suddenly, the latest situation posted on the internet caught everyone off guard. Drawn by the news, Star No. 139 was suddenly attacked by a ferocious beast. The casualties were heavy. The Imperial General has led the army to exterminate them. It's that beast again. I furrowed my brows tightly. For the beast. Even for us who are far away on Blue Star, I am well aware of its dangers. A large-scale beast were once erupted in the interstellar realm. It was led by the rebel forces. At that time, both sides suffered heavy casualties. The beast army was almost completely wiped out. Now this matter is about to make a comeback. It seems I still need to remind the district chief and colleagues. Take precautions in advance. The sun is gradually setting. Yi Nozen and Jelly couldn't be bothered to go out hunting either. I held the little wolf cube and climbed onto Nozen's back. We returned to the service area together. After preparing dinner for the fluffy little ones, what I should eat has become an eternal dilemma. Suddenly, my gaze fell upon Ian Gal and Zima. How about making some spare ribs with rice cakes instead? I washed the pork ribs and chopped them into small pieces. After blanching, use rice cakes instead of bones to stuff the meat. Then stir fry until the sugar caramelizes. Add various seasonings, ratatouille sauce, and plate the dish. Sprinkle some sesame seeds on top. Thick oil and dark sauce. The color is enticing. The people in the control room were drooling with envy. Every time I watch Miu Miu cook, it feels both blissful and tortuous. Can only look, can't eat. Ever since they ate the meat buns I gave them last time, they never wanted to drink any more nutritional supplements. Wait for the districthiad to come back. Make sure he hires HF from Blue Star. After coming back here, I finished my dinner. Retrieved the data from where I left Blue Star. Specially downloaded the movie Tom and Jerry. Let the furries enjoy me childhood happiness. Since it was the first time watching a cartoon, Yi Nozan was lying next to me while his eyes kept pretending to casually glance at the screen. Because the bed isn't big enough, so I planted a big tree outside the dormitory. The azure falcon is perched on the tree, staring intently at the mousy in the screen without letting go. The two little wolf cubs were also lying quietly in front of the screen, watching. Over here, life is peaceful and serene. Dawn, Huo and Zui on the distant planet D139. It wasn't that easy anymore. Damn these rebels. How on earth did you manage to do that? Transporting so many ferocious beasts to planet D139. Planet D139 suddenly erupted in rebellion. Dawn, Huo and Zui were ordered to come here for support. Don Huo was also summoned for this reason. Because he's also an ORC. And it's one of the very few that survived the evolutionary phase. And ranked beastmen with a beast form spiritual entity. But what exactly is the beast form? Yet no one has ever seen it. I only knew that when Hedis appeared and returned after 5 years. After that, he was appointed by the federal government, became the head of Thesianio Star Reserve. Zui, can't you be a bit gentler? General Nukin looked at his wounds in displeasure. His beast form is a snow leopard. Respected General Nukin. I have to remind you. You're an adult now. At any moment, they could enter the evolution phase. I have to hit you hard with that truth while you're still sober. Otherwise, I'm afraid you'll end up turning your back on everyone. I can't treat you. I heard. You guys recently got a new zookeeper there. You can approach the orcs during their evolution period. With her here, what do I have to fear? Let me take out these disgusting bastards. I'll go meet them. This lady zookeeper from Planet Blue. I heard she can also cook delicious food. Even kissing an ORC transformed into a ferocious beast. As he spoke, his face gradually turned red. I had no idea about this at all. Someone's got the eye on me again. Just looking at nice weather. Just take Yi Nozan Angela to the pool for a bath. I had been taking into account that they were injured. Only using a wet towel to wipe. But it's still far from being as good as taking a shower. Today I really need to take a good shower. Zhao Niango and Zhao Jima survived the disaster because they hadn't turned 1 month old yet. Yi Nozan has taken a shower. Yi Nozan has always lived playing in the water. Go obediently into the pool. Jelly Eye then tentatively dipped his paw into the water. And immediately shrank back. In the end, Evan flew up a tree to hide. I'm a bit helpless. But it's not his turn yet. I'll get him down later. So I turned my gazebo the big tiger. Yi Nozan, be good. Don't move, I'm going to get big tiger's fur all wet. Then use shower gel to lather him up. Soon, Yi Nozan was left with only a big head. It instinctively wanted to shake its body. I immediately spoke up to stop it. Yi Nozan is not allowed. The big tiger thought I was angry. Stop right there, sweetheart. 2 hours passed in coordination. Finally got it done. I turn on the faucet, getting ready to wash off foam from Yi Nozan's body. Who knew he'd suddenly start shaking his body? I instinctively raised me hand to block it. The result is the water pipe is still running. Didn't pay attention. The water poured straight down from the tree. drenching Jelly-Eye completely. The originally light feather was instantly soaked. He almost fell off the tree. In the end, I could only glide at a low altitude. Who knew that as soon as I landed, Yinison splashed water all over me again. Anger. She straight up slapped Yinison several times with her wings. Yi Nozan didn't back down either. Soon, the two fierce beasts were locked in combat again. You come, and I go. They turned the bathtub directly into a play pool. And I was also forced to join the battle. Can only wield the Hosian attack indiscriminately. The sound of laughter like silver bells instantly filled the entire service area. Till a gentle breeze blew by. Realizing I'm feeling cold, just snapped out off water fight frenzy. Alright, enough joking around. Close the water and come home with me quickly. Back inside the house, it finally feels much warmer. Let me dry Yi Nozan and Jelly-Eye. Exhausted to the point of collapsing on the ground. Bathing large animals is relaxing for the zookeepers. I don't feel like cooking dinner anymore. In the end, I chose the nutritional drink that didn't taste good, but kept me full. Right after, he hugged Fluffy and drifted off to dreamland. But forgot to prepare food for them. But Yi Nozan and Jelly didn't give a heads up. But waited until I fell asleep, tiptoeing out of bed. The two big guys once again worked together to open the door and go out hunting for food. But this time Jelly didn't come along, but stayed at the door, so that Yi Nozan can't it in when he comes back. Caught you staying out all night again. About 2 hours had passed. Yi Nozan returned to the service area with the game he had hunted. A soft reminder for Jelly to open the door for him. A tiger and an eagle working in perfect coordination dragged the prey to the corner of the animal dormitory, softly gnawing. Afraid of waking up the people in my control room. Shocked. Feels like their teamwork in the battlefield is insane. It might not even be this good. The group was just venting their frustrations. Who knew I'd suddenly receive an urgent notice. Detected an unidentified intruder. Approaching service area 7. It turns out the rebel army was trying to eliminate this ranked beastman, releasing dangerous animals into the protected area multiple times. Just came up with the idea to the Mihu can soothe orcs during their evolution phase. So while Don Huo went to support planet 139, sneaking into the 7th service area. And at this moment, I was sound asleep, but is completely unaware of the dangers outside. The big bad boss's underlings. After searching the service area with no results, the gaze turned toward the animal dormitory where I was. Yet I have no idea about Theflify ones I've been raising. Already entered combat mode. When one of the Menpreet opened the door, a shadow so vast it blotted out the sky, suddenly swept over. The man let out an intense scream of agony. The other two quickly picked up the tranquilizer guns, aim at the Azure Falcon. But they forgot there was still a black gold tiger king inside. The moment I saw the tranquilizer gun, Yi Nozan quickly rushed forward and tackled both of them. The three of them gathered together in a sorry state, continuously firing the tranquilizer gun in hand. But they managed to dodge every single one. It even pissed off Yi Nozan and Jelly-Eye. A tiger and an eagle launched a coordinate pincer attack with perfect understanding. One of them is about to crack under the pressure. Boss, maybe we should just use the photon gun. I can't take it anymore. No. The higher-ups ordered Notenly to bring Miyamayo back. And let us bring in the fresh blood of Yi Nozan and Jelly-Eye. Take it back for research. But they're too big in size. Can't take it with me. And even if they die, we collected the blood in time. Isn't that also fresh? A single word wakes the dreamer. The man immediately switched the anesthetic gun in his hand for a photon gun. The people in the control room were running around in a panic. The security team just happened to not arrive in time, just as they didn't know what to do. Then I swiftly appeared at the door. You came to my house to bully my pet. Do you really think so little of me? Actually, when I entered this area, I heard their voices right away. To figure out their intentions, I'll hide first and observe the situation. My sudden appearance not only scared the thief, even the people in the control room were scared out of their wits. He. Why didn't he hide properly? What are you running out for? This is completely over now. The district chief will come back and chew us out. But the next second, they were so shocked they couldn't speak. Because the me in the picture already took advantage of the moment when the men weren't paying attention. Charge straight into the encirclement and break their formation. Yi, Nozen, and Jelly also tacitly took one away, each without a word. The situation instantly changed from a 2v3 to a 1v1. To prevent them from accidentally, the beast's Incidith house got hurt. I also used extremely tricky tactics. They snatched the laser guns from their hands. I'm wearing specially made gloves. Attack speed is very fast. Not much effort. Let their leader the one to fall. 2 other men wanted to rush up to help, but they were held back by Yi Nozen and Jelly. And I didn't just restrain the opponent, even handled it with ease. The people in the control room were dumbfounded when they saw this. This is completely different from what they previously thought of me. Who the hell are you? The man's furious roar echoed out the animal dormitory. His doubts were exactly what the station master and others wanted to know. And I just smiled and punched him in the face. While he was down, twist his arm behind his back in one swift motion. I'm just an ordinary and unremarkable caretaker. That's all. After showing off, I will inject the anesthetic needle into the man's neck. Wait until he falls into a coma. I clenched my fists and looked at the other 2. Especially when Yi Nozen and Jelly. The wound that was almost healed once again, and left bruised and battered by a few people. I was so angry I gritted my teeth. Yi Nozen closed the door. Don't let them get away. Yi Nozen cooperative ease the door. Wait until the guards arrive. I saw 3 guys getting beaten to a pulp. A comatose good for nothing. Are you guys okay? The captain of the guard and I have met before. For some reason, he just thinks I look like Samia not to be messed with right now. And after dealing with the enemies, instantly, he reverted to his usual gentle demeanor. I'm doing great. When it comes to how quickly can change my expression, everyone's silent sly load hard. Afraid that I might get upstand blame them for coming too late. Take out their anger on them. But how could I possibly be angry? I know they must have been held up by something. I didn't make it in time. But according to the rules, they still want to check my gloves. After all, hazardous materials must be reported and approved. I casually took off my gloves, threw it to the captain of the guard. The captain of the guard who caught the glove looked at me in surprise. This must weigh at least several dozen pounds. No wonder those thieves were screaming so miserably. Confirm there are no issues. The captain returned the gloves to me. Then he took the peepling left the service area. Watching the retreating figures, a glint of ambiguous meaning flashed in my eyes, but soon returned to normal. I turned around angrily. Look at the 2 big guys, Yi Nozen and Jelly, guarding the door. The 2 big guys thought they had messed up and were about to get scolded. One foot was already out the door, ready to run. But I managed to grab him back in time. I can only obediently it to get scolded. But how could I bear to? It's just that I feel bad seeing them get hurt again. Stop playing the victim. Come with me to the infirmary. I held the little wolf cub hidden in the storage room. Left a step ahead. The beast's instincts told them they had narrowly escaped disaster. Instantly happy, they followed right behind me. When Don Huo, who was far away on planet D139, received the news from me, the first thing she shit hot was whether I was hurt. Furthermore, it was noticed that there might be a mole in the reserve. He hurriedly found Admiral Nukin. How much longer will Nukin take to clean up planet D139? The rebel forces are now retreating in defeat under our relentless attacks. Without any surprises, The battle should be over in a week. Hearing this, Don Huo perked up instantly. Tomorrow, fight alongside you against the enemy. For now, can't deal with those bandits sent by the rebel faction. Then he'll take his anger out on the rebellious D139 insurgents first. A night of heart-stop excitement has passed. The animal dormitory is in a complete mess. Luckily, the station master had Sumionicome clean up early in the morning. By the way, I also got an extra large bed. I heard this was custom Matabi Don Huo before she left, because Yi Nozan and Jle got injured. They were all ordered by me to stay indoors and not go hunting. I'll be in charge of preparing their meals for the next few days. Evening time. After preparing a table full of delicious food, a tall and burly man suddenly appeared outside the dormitory. So he was the bodyguard Huadir that Don Huo arranged for me. Just looking at the man who's practically licking the plate clean, I feel like Thysis a bit unreliable. Tasted the delicious Huadir, finally understood we Huqing would say. Protecting this earth lingus definitely worth it. Just for Thys unprecedented delicacy, he'd be happy to do it for free. As long as meals are covered, it's fine. On the other side, Star 139. A soldier anxiously found Zui. Dr. Zhu, General Nukin is injured, and entered the beatification phase. He said only he could save them. Upon hearing this, Zai immediately caught on. Quickly took out his own light brain to call Miyamayo. Extremely urgent. Help. After finishing the call, rushed to the scene in a hurry again. A group of people were gathered around a Mengji snowcat, afraid it might run away. But now Nuwakin is out of control. Like Yino Sangelii and the others, they reject people. Get close to him, don't let him leave. Otherwise, the only thing waiting for him is death. Everyone has already prepared for the worst. Nukin's family has also been notified. Rushed over to see them one last time. At the same time, I also contacted the headquarters to come pick me up. Don Huo. Even though I know about my special effect on ORCs in their evolution phase, but it hasn't been fully confirmed yet. So he specifically reminded Zui, don't expose me to anyone, so I won't become target of public criticism. But travel between planets is done via starships. The round trip takes quite a while. To prevent Nukin from going berserk and running wild, Zui immediately fired a tranquilizer dart and knocked them out. He was urgently sent to the medical zone of planet D139 again. He was injured by a quantum bomb left behind by the rebels. If it weren't for this Level Beastman physique being incredibly tough, I'm afraid I would have kicked the bucket long ago. Looking at Nukin's test report, Zui's brows were tightly knitted together in frustration. Huo Chen's face was also very pale. I thought it would be cleaned up right away. Didn't expect to get screwed over by the rebels again. He himself was also seriously injured. But looking at Nukin's situation. But he was so worried they refused to accept treatment. Until Zui spoke up, if you collapse, then no one will be able to protect he Miyamayo. Upon hearing this, Don Hu obediently went to find a doctor, because he was the one who urgently called people over from Tianyao Star, must ensure the person is sent back safely. Watching his figure fade into the distance, Zui shook his head lightly, with a faint smile. As expected, the only one who can keep Don Huo in check is he, Miyamayo, who said he's Alson's level beastman. And here I am, sitting on the private jet sent by headquarters with a weary look on his face. The person sitting next to me. It's Huadir, who shamelessly insists on tagging along no matter what. I was planning to catch up on some sleep. Unexpectedly, arrived first. There was a loud bang. The violent shaking from the plane being hit. Huadir immediately on high alert. Beak. Unidentified Spadark is launching an attack. Get ready for battle. The repeated interruptions made a cold glint flash in my eyes. Why are unidentified Spadark attacking? I'm afraid someone doesn't want you to save Mengji Snow Leopard. Just a snow leopard. Seriously? Could it be that this Meng Jixue leopard has something special about it? You hid this Level Beastman from me. Hudir knows it too. So when they noticed I was getting suspicious, immediately started lying. You don't know. This Mengji snow leopard is extremely rare. It is a federally protected animal of the highest priority. And its adopter is Duke Nolan of the Empire. The Duke of Nolan mentioned by Hudir. Actually, he's Nukin's father. The so-called adoption was just an excuse he deliberately came up with. Because we'll run into each other soon too. Afraid it might get exposed. So this attack was most likely led by the rebel forces. I see. This is an attempt to drive a wedge between the Empire and the Federation. These rebels are really disgusting. Hudir didn't expect me to be so gullible either. Immediately following my lead, start accusing their bells of being inhuman. Over here, we're chatting up a storm. The cockpit pilot was in a perilous situation. The unidentified spacecraft kept violently ramming into the private jet. The pilot must maintain stable flight at the same time. Still need to dodge the spaceship. Due to the urgent nature of the task, the headquarters specifically asked Netwo drivers to take shifts on duty. The main pilot's eyes burned with fury. Just can't do it. You take Missy Mayawand, evacuate first. I stayed behind Toperish together with them. Hurry up and go. Just as he was about to chase his comrade away and close the hatch, a broad, generous hand blocked the door from closing. When they saw it was me and Hudir, he just thinks we're fooling around. Why aren't you guys leaving yet? Hudir squeezed into the cockpit. Take the driver's seat. Alright, cut the crap. I'll handle it. You assist him with very skilled driving maneuvers. Then the second mode was activated, preparing to fire the energy cannon. The two pilots haven't learned this yet, so I didn't know there was a second mode. I'm going to fire the energy cannon. Must hit the mark in one shot. Who's going to support? The energy cannon has only one shot. Now, the private jet is under heavy attack. It's very difficult to aim accurately. The co-pilot, who was just about to fight the enemy to the death, take the lead. I came to watch Hudir focus in dealing with the enemy. I'm a bit confused. With his abilities, there's absolutely no need to be a bodyguard for an ordinary zookeeper. Could it be that they were sent to keep an eye on me? Or perhaps there's some incident formation I'm not aware of. While they were still deep in thought, the two of them successfully fired the energy cannon. Immense power instantly reduced the opposing spacecraft to ashes. On the other hand, the Nukin in the treatment room has already woken up. After realizing I was locked up, he started violently ramming the cage in a fit of rage. The originally bandaged wound suddenly split open. Duke Nolan saw Hissen in this state. Heartbroken, Huo Chen originally planned to have Duke Nuoan go to the broadcasting room, trying to calm Nukin's emotions through conversation. Heard his father's voice. Meng Ji the snow leopard immediately went into attack mode. You can hear the voice but not see the person. Unable to find a target to attack, he grew even more restless and agitated. So he ignored his own injuries, start banging on Thyron door like crazy. Huo Chen had no choice, quickly stopped Duke Luoan. As a veterinarian, Zui grew even more anxious, because he knew the ORCs were entering their evolution phase. When you can't see the enemy clearly, all you want to do is run. If I can't escape, then even if they die, I'd rather not be trapped by someone else. But if anesthesia is being used, it will only hasten his death. Just as he was caught in a dilemma, the brainwave device suddenly emitted a notification sound. That's the voice message I sent. Dr. Hua. We still need 3 more Hors to reach planet D139. Can you conveniently send over the information on Mengji the snow leopard first? Send it to me to take a look. I originally thought, take advantage of the free time now to learn about Mengji, the snow leopard. When the time comes, it will be convenient to assist Zui with the treatment. But I never expected that Meng Snow Leopard would hear my voice. Immediately stopped the thrusting motion. Everyone present froze in an instant. What's going on here? Zui instinctively moved closer to the surveillance camera. Wants to see more clearly. Who would have thought Meng Snow Leopard used the loudspeaker? Hearing his voice just now. Get hyped up again. Scared, he quickly backed away. The first one to notice the crucial point was Don Huo. Immediately ordered Zui, play Himayo's voice message from just now again. Let Nukin hear. Zui did as he said. Play my last voice message again. Meng Zuarindid quieted down, looking around curiously, as if searching for the owner of this voice. No way, Mayo's voice is really that effective? The skeptical Zaya turned off my voice. Make Duke Nolan speak again. The outcome was predictable. Meng the snow leopard, grew impatient and restless with disdain again, non-stop roaring and clawing at the door. In the end, they even started covering their ears. Is our voice that unpleasant? After trying 3 or 4 times repeatedly, Duke Nuoan and Zui were afraid they might break Meng the snow leopard while playing with it. Finally saw the truth. Nuo Ken. It turns out they really only like listening to Himayo's voice. That's too much. The discriminated Augenstuki of Nolan and Zhu Yi. At the same time, I was pleasantly surprised that I was useful to its level ORC. At the same time, I'm speechless about Meng and the snow leopard's extreme double standards. A grown-up child is no longer under their parents' control. Duke Nuoan helplessly backed down in his chair. And when I found out my own voice, it also has a soothing effect in Meng and the snow leopard. It was just as Zhu Yi had said. Record a segment where Meng and the snow leopard cooperate in the treatment. By the time I arrived at the medical zone on planet D139, I was completely dumbfounded by Zui's move. Is that person over there Zui? He actually wore a mask made from my photo. A man pretending to be a woman used my recording, trying to apply medicine to Meng Kicks, who knew that as soon as I got close. Meng Snow Leopard immediately went on high alert, listening to that gentle and sweet voice of the person in front of me. The attacking Meng Snow Leopard began to hesitate slightly, just as he thought. Just as I was about to successfully deceive Meng Snow Leopard, Meng the Snow Leopard suddenly launched a fierce attack at him. Zhu Yi was so scared they ran away like crazy. Help! Don Huo hardly cried for help. Quickly opened the door to the treatment room. I want Zhu Yi to call me out quickly. Meng Keiji, the snow leopard is astonishingly fast. First to dash out off treatment room. Everyone was so scared they scattered in all directions, just as Meng Snow Leopard was trying to find a breakthrough. That voice that made him feel as if bathed in spring breeze appeared again. Nukin thought it was just Zui tricking beast level snow leopard again. Turned around immediately. A snarling warning. But the moment they saw him, they froze in place. Even a bit awkwardly pretended to groom itself. I was slowly getting closer to him, continuously speaking to comfort. Dream and the snow leopard carefully sniffed the scent on me. After confirming everything, they finally quieted down. Everyone was stunned. Only Zui, hiding in that treatment room, wanted to cry. Why is it that Mayo can? I can't do it. It turned out it was because Zui had shot him with a tranquilizer gun earlier. At that time, the snow leopard had already marked his scent. So now hearing Zui's voice, he's getting triggered again. Trying to get past me, yelled at Zui to shut up. Outside Don Huo Thoth was unhappy with me. Can't help but feel worried. I'm fine, his target isn't me. And suddenly bangealed at by someone. Just grab his mouth directly. Hug, your mouth is a bit stinky. Because of the injury, Meng the snow leopard has been refusing to eat. Always licking their wounds. It's also normal to cause bad breath. The despised Meng the snow leopard wagged its tail in frustration. Duke Noah. The whole process of me effortlessly subduing his son was witnessed with my own eyes. The process. He is now absolutely certain that I am the savior of his son. Thanks to Miss Ho Miu Miu. Otherwise Nukin will run away. I looked at him in confusion, staring at Duke Nolan, who knew the inside story. No one exposed that Mengji, the snow leopard, was S-Class ORC's business. According to the previous script, he is Nukin's adoptive parent. I politely greeted him. Then he reached out and stroked Mengji, the snow leopard's head. Be good and don't run around. Feeling an unprecedented tenderness, Dream and the snow leopard did not struggle or resist. Instead, it actively rubbed against the palm of my hand. He even let out a high-pitched meow. Seeing the snow leopard couple different attitude. Everyone was stunned. General Nukin actualized this side to him. The snow leopard still had injuries on its body. I immediately took him into the medical room. But I forgot Zui was still inside. As soon as snow leopard went in, it started chasing him again. Zhu Yi was so scared that he fled in a panic. Don't you dare come near me. Why is it always me who gets hurt? I stopped the snow leopard. Because Zhu Yi was blacklisted by snow leopard again. The specific operation of administering medicine can only be done by me. Good girl, come here for a hug. Let me apply the medicine for you first. Don't move around. The snow leopard lay obediently on the medical bed. No matter how much Imes is around with him, he would even flip over on his own so could apply medicine for him. Seeing the snow leopard's double standards, Zhu had a look of speechlessness on her face. This guy really deserves a beating. Alright, it's time to take our medicine now. For me, dealing with fluffy things is just the same as dealing with kids. Same tricks work. At this moment, I took out another box of homemade canned meat. Take your medicine like a good boy or girl. I'll give you this absolutely delicious can of food. How about it? Duke Nolan, outside the door, looked on with a tense expression. After all, taking medicine and feeding. But they stepped on two major taboos of an S3 level evolved beastman. But the snow leopard didn't lose its temper at all. Instead, they throw a tantrum and try to eat nothing but. The can doesn't take medicine. I immediately turned him down with a cold face. No way, you have to take the medicine first. The snow leopard was so aggrieved it kept spinning around in frustration. In the end, it even bit its own tail in protest. I still refuse. He pulled the can behind his back. Duke Nolan watched with a heart full of pain. How about giving the kid canned food for now? He's already so badly injured. Zhu Yi gave a light cough. Duke of Nolan, allow me to give you a friendly reminder. When he Miyamayo was with Mao, don't like others bossing me around. How could the Duke not understand? Immediately flashed an apologetic smile. The old father's heart truly aches. Successfully talked Samin out of it. Duke Nguyen. Zui turned his gaze back to the treatment room. But the next second, they were stunned by my slick move. Because I straight up pre-depend the snow leopard's mouth. The medicine has been fed in. Is he really not afraid of getting his hand bitten off? You should know. Mengji the snow leopard has an extremely strong bite force, yet the snow leopard was being treated so roughly by me. His first concern was whether his teeth might scratch me. His body was getting stiffer and stiffer. His mouth hung open, too stunned to close. I couldn't help but laugh out loud. Finally, he mercifully withered with his hand. Hugs are the best. You shouldn't hurt hosts who are good to you. The snow leopard, finally able to toss it up, warily licked its mouth. Quickly wipe away the drool that's about to drip out. This is such a disgrace to the leopard. And I was the one who opened the can lid and handed it to him. Mengji the snow leopardapilly starts eating. The wagging tail seemed to praise the deliciousness of the food. Miss Ho Miu is truly a warrior. Only such a warrior would dare. Only then can they discipline their bratty kid. I wonder if Miss Homiu Miu is married yet. Just as Duke Nolan was sinking into, Himiyamayo fantasized about being her own daughter-in-law. Don Huo's voice suddenly came from behind without warning. Duke Nolan was poaching people right in front of me. Not quite appropriate. Duke Nolan let out an awkward laugh. Ha ha ha. Just kidding. Over here is heartwarming at the same time. The rebel side, however, lost their composure. A bunch of useless trash. Good-for-nothing scum. Val looked at his subordinate Suo, didn't dare to make a sound. Angrily threw whatever was on the table at them. He just couldn't figure it out. But a zookeeper from Blue Star, how did you manage to fail the mission twice in a row? Why aren't you saying anything? Are you all mute? The bloodied subordinate innocently noted with a face full of wounds. Indeed, he's a mute. Failed the mission twice in a row. Val has become a leader with it any followers. Now, he's the onlismal fry left. This made Wari in angrier. You must have been sent by my sworn enemy. You're trying to piss me off. And then successfully talk over the position. At this moment, he didn't even dare to think about these two things. If the higher-ups find out, do you think he should be removed for being incompetent? Now, if you want to salvage your image in the eyes of those above, there are only two paths left. Either catch an S3 level ORC. Either catch Himio Miao or forget it. Luring a 3S level beastman. Right now, there's no one available. He thought of an old friend. Immediately dialed the other party's communication line. Elias, I need your help. Hurry back. I'm here with Mengji Snow Leopard getting treatment. After a while, they took him back to the Tianyastar Wildlife Sanctuary together. On the other side, the staff in the control room heard that I was coming back. I'm so excited. Since Himiyamayo left, we never saw them again from the surveillance room. Spotted Yi Nozan and Jelly Eye. They only returned to the service area at night, every day lying on the blanket soaked in Ho Mu Miu scent, as if waiting for him to come back. Over here, I just sent Meng Jith's Snow Leopard to the medical room. Behind you. The cries of Shade's King Tiger and Azure Falcon immediately rang out. I excitedly ran towards them. Come with me. The beast's sense of smell is always exceptionally sharp. After I entered the area of the 7th service zone, caught a whiff of my scent. They were originally casing their prey, coming straight towards me. Taking advantage of the ability to fly, the Azure Falcon rushed over first and hugged me. I reached out and patted its little head. Gary, miss you so much. Have you been behaving well lately? The arriving King Tiger Mo Jin, seeing me being held in the arms of the Azure Falcon. I was so anxious I almost jumped out of my skin. It looked at me with teary eyes. Like it's saying it wants a hug too. Alright, got it. I laughed as I emerged from Jali's wings. In an instant, Yi Nozan pulled me into another tight embrace. It keeps rubbing its head against me, as if trying to make this little person in front of him covered in their own scent. Alright, I promise I won't leave you guys for so long next time. I kept petting the twobig ones to calm them down, till the Snow Leopard Mengji inside the treatment room looked through the glass. Because his injury isn't healed yet, I'll settle Hyman there for now. I nervously glanced at them. So strange. Why do I feel like such a heartbreaker, already having two husbands at home? As a result, another business trip brought back yet another pretty boy. Then the pretty boy realized I fell in love with a married man. Shocked and heartbroken. Let me introduce a friend to you. I threw these thoughts out of my mind, awkwardly looking at the three of them. As a result, Wang Hu with the sunglasses directly roared towards the inside of the room, trying to scare off new beast like this. But Mengji, the Snow Leopard, isn't some pushover either. If it weren't for the glass in between, probably would have fought him too. I don't know what you're talking about. Stop yelling, all of you. My ears are almost a fiend from the noise. Who knew these two big guys would start acting all aggrieved first? Meow. How dare you get mad at me for another beast? I can't take this life anymore. Alright, I know I was wrong. Listening to the sound off their accusations, I'm feeling marined more guilty. Only the Azure Falcon treated her like an older brother would. I protect under the clouds. Jelly Eye, aren't you mad at me? The Azure Falcon let out a cry as if understanding the situation. Touched, I immediately lure myself into his arms. As expected, Jelia's still the best. Mach Jin Wanhu and Mengji Snow Leopard witnessed this scene, fuming with rage. You're such a fake sweet talker. To prevent the Azure Falcon from profiting at others' expense again, Mach Jin, Wanhu, and Mengji Snow Leopard immediately reached a consensus. They all obediently mode twice. Finally, turned my attention back to them, seeing that they no longer held any hostility toward each other. I'm so moved I could almost cry. Great, as expected, all of them are my good kids. I'll get you some delicious food right away, okay? I tried to please her by heading straight to the kitchen. To my surprise, I found the kitchen had been completely renovated. My eyes instantly lit up. This is so awesome. Don Huo returns from support. In the control room, they saw how excited I was. The corners of his mouth curled up involuntarily. Then he turned his gaze toward, being besieged by Inozen and Jelly Eye. It's all because of me own stupid nephew. It's not like I'm Theon who kidnapped Miyamayo. What do you want from me? Miyamayo, help me. I couldn't help either. While preparing dinner in the kitchen, who told me to be such a sentimental heartbreaker now? It's all your fault for stealing our human. That's right, if the two-legged creature doesn't leave, then don't bring any other beasts back. Hugh Deer, who couldn't understand a word off the beast language, ran for his life. I just want to scrape bee and make a living. Why is it so damn hard? He was just Abuto asked me for help. But I found myself inside the house playing with two little wolf cubs. He Miyamaya listened the growls outside. I just calmly rubbed my ears, although Hugh didn't say a word. But I know he must be cursing like a sailor in his heart. But go ahead and scold me, then. Better than the mess we just went through. Looking at the Toflify ones in my arms, I suddenly remembered. It's been a long time since the count was last updated. Just in time, we have a new member joining us this time. Take advantage of these free days to post some updates. So on the next day, I took a bunch of Fluffyon straight to the grass. Enjoy the beauty of nature. I recorded a video of Mengji, the snow leopard. Post it on Starnet. Welcome to the new member. Recently, they rescued a Mengji snow leopard. The recovery is going quite well. Waiting for the update until my hair turns white. Netizens are almost in tears. Half a month has passed. Finally updated. Which blogger just disappears for half a month without a word? Didn't even say hello. Yet Miyamayo was just so different from the rest. Make them addicted and unable to stop. So what can be done? Just gotta spoil them. What else can you do? Just saw the Fluffyon in the video. They were all so shocked that their eyes widened in disbelief. Damn, it's Munkut, the snow leopard. Is this the Mengji snow leopard I was thinking of? The zookeeper is so charming. Even Mengji, the snow leopard, bowed at his feet. Long cut. The snow leopard turns out to be a trying to win favor by playing victim. What a scheming old fox. Netizens who know the true identity of Mengji snow leopard, chatting one after another, getting more and more hyped. And I, completely unaware. But they just thought Mengji snow leopard was very popular. But watching Thecoins skyrocket, instantly burst into uncontrollable laughter. A few furry ones turned back in confusion. They're all thinking about the two-legged creatures they've been carefully raising. Are you out of your mind? Since Mengji, the snow leopard recovered from his injuries yet, I didn't dare let him get too far away from me. So he was the first one to run back to my side, looking at me with concerned eyes. Lost in a golden world. Finally came to my senses. What's wrong with a hug? As I asked, I stroked its fur to calm it down. This is such a sweetheart giving me free money. Must spoil them. Seeing me back to normal, Mengji the snow leopard took the chance to rub against my palm, copying the way Wang Mo tiger wears sunglasses and starts acting cute. How can Nozan possibly stand this? Hastily shook off two little brats. He came running over and threw himself into my arms, still in my sight. From an unseen angle, Nukin was squeezed out. Then she secretly gave him a smug little look. Want to compete with him for favor? No way. The window is gone too. Hug you, are you okay? Thinking of Meng Ji's snow leopard's injury not being healed yet. My first instinct was to care about him. Seeing him being pushed aside, looking all pitiful and not daring to step forward. I furrowed my brows. Yi Nozan, how could you treat your friends like this? King Tiger with sunglasses, looking at me, who has never shown a serious expression. Once again, caught a glimpse of Mengjith's snow leopard putting on a pitiful act. Suddenly it dawned on me. Alright, here's one. Green tea voice. Not enough. And now Whitelidus leopard has appeared. Just picking on this Niveen handsome beard guy, huh? He roared in fury. Seeing him like this, I was still wondering if I had wronged him. Or maybe the tone was too harsh and scared him off. But when I turned back, seeing Mong cut the snow leopard laying weakly on the ground, his gaze immediately turned firm again. Yi Nozan, if you keep being sound-friendly to Nukin like this, then the sister will have to take care of him alone for now. It's not like the squeaky wheel gets the grease. It's just that Mengji, the snow leopard, is still injured. If he is in good health, then I'll just let them fool around however they want. Absolutely no interference. Yi Nozan didn't understand what I was saying though. But the beast's sixth sense told him he couldn't keep causing trouble. So she obediently down on the ground, but still glared fiercely at Meng Ji, snow leopard. But this time, he learned his lesson. Didn't dare let me see. Seeing Yi Nozan act cute and affectionate towards him, I can't bear to leave him hanging either. She reached out and pinched his ear. Alright, be good. Sis wasn't scolding you. I just hope you guys can get along well. Yi Nozan thought he had forgiven him. The mood instantly became exhilarated. The furry tail kept wagging non-stop. At the same time, he secretly gave Meng Ji snow leopard a heads up. Throw a smug glance. That expression seems to say, go to hell. I'm still a bit too green to take you on. But he forgot. The two little wolf cubs left behind and forgotten by him. At that moment, they were cluelessly running toward the river. The Azure Falcon also wanted to flee over and compete for attention. Who knew I'd suddenly see that little ones fall into the river? At that moment, I suddenly heard the cry of an eagle in the sky. I looked over in confusion. Just realized little Jimond, little Nyong'o, are missing. I was so scared that I looked around frantically. And then, they saw the two Lidiones splashing around in the river. I dashed over there at full speed. Realizing his mistake, Yi Nozan rushed over at an even faster speed. Picked up the little rice cake. Just as I was letting out a sigh of relief, suddenly remembered that Siazima was also missing. I turned around and was about to run into the river. Just found out, the Azure Falcon had already flown over with the little furball in its beak. I hurriedly took little Jima from him. Tuck it into the coat. Serves you right for being mischievous. Now you're like a drowning dog, huh? Jelly Eye is awesome. If it weren't for you noticing in time, Little Sesame and Little Rice Cake are done for. After saying that, I planted a big, smacking kiss right on Azure Falcon's face. Similarly, holding a drowning dog in its mouth, the Golden King Tiger, seeing this scene, and immediately rushed over, wagging its tail to show off its achievements to me. Yes, our big tiger is also awesome. I stuffed the rice cake into my clothes along with it. Did not accuse Yi Nozan of dereliction of duty. After all, it's just a beast. What does he know? The one who's really at fault here is me. At this moment, Mengji, the snow leopard, sensed my low spirits. also walked over and also brought along a blanket. Wow, hugs. Awesome. This for little Zima and little Nyong'o. Hugging is so heartwarming. I quickly carried the two Lidiones back to the service area. The Azure Falcon and the Obsidian King Tiger sent us back. Just leave quietly. After giving the little wolf cub a hot bath and drying it off, a tiger and an eagle each dragged their prey back. I was wondering why you guys left just now. So they went hunting. I was just about to help them deal with the prey. But I found out that all they brought back today were pheasants. Damn, did you guys just stir up a hornet's nest or what? At this moment, the two big guys pushed the wild chicken right in front of me. I immediately understood what they meant. I'm extremely moved. So all of these were specially hunted for me by you guys? Because Yi Nozin and Jelly I knew. I don't eat a lot of animals. Every time, it's on-live prey they bring back. Find some chicken, duck, and fish. That's why I went through all that trouble to find these shady characters. I rushed over and hugged them. Come together for a meal. Thank you all. Menji, the snow leopard, watched from the side, green with envy, swearing to myself that I'll wait until I've fully recovered. I also have to hunt more prey for the two-legged creatures. At the same time, far in the Golden Radiance Empire, Crown Prince Javier, facing the crisis of being sent away by Dad. Why do I have to go to Tyanustar to undergo the evolution period? I don't care if's a top-tier ORC. It is inevitable to face the trials of the evolutionary period. Javier is 2 months away from becoming an adult. This made the old king very worried. So when I found out that Nuo Kenwis, being comforted by Miyamayo, agreed to make it a grand occasion, and later got along very harmoniously the other fierce beasts, he came up with the idea of sending his own son over. So he took the account off the fluffy zookeeper, sent to Javier. After watching all the videos, Javier fell silent. I admit, this zookeeper named Himio Meow really has some skills, but I still don't want to go. You're not scared, are you? We'll be like Nuakan and the others. Bow down at the feet of Himio, who said I wouldn't just submit to him. I'll make him like him with my own skills. The old king who succeeded me using reverse psychology. She gave him a deliberately cold glance. Don't take it out on me. I don't want to be controlling father. The more the king says this, Javier just had to prove himself, no matter what. If you don't believe it, let's make a bet. If I succeed, just let me be a street racer. Although Javier is the crown prince of the empire, but is also subject to many restrictions. Actually, his dream is to be a street racer. The king agreed with it hesitation. Javier excitedly spun around in place 999 times. But how could he know? The king disagreed with him becoming a street racer. Because he's not yet an adult. So there he was, all fresh and dewy. Fell into the trap set by his own father. Unaware of the truth, he was still smugly pleased with himself. This side of me, completely unaware that he had already caught the attention of the empire's crown prince. At this moment, they are attending monthly meeting at the reserve. But I never expected it to be me first time attending a meeting. Was appointed as the Brank Station Manager of Service Area 7. Till the meeting was over. I still haven't snapped out of the confusion from my promotion and raise. And the Azure Falcon outdoors. It has already flown to my area. The gazes of the Pioplirand turned toward them. I went there to command the Azure Falcon, didn't I? How did you end up here? The Azure Falcon paid no heed to those gazes. It just flew towards me as soon as it saw me. I looked at him in pleasant surprise. Jelly Eye, are ya here to pick me up? The people around were utterly shocked by this scene. Everyone's wondering how I managed to communicate across species. And I saw more and more people gathering around. Quickly climbed onto the back of the Azure Falcon. Wow, I can't believe I'm seeing this with my own eyes. Someone can Ridian Jalee's back. So cool. Followed by a bird's chirp. The Azure Falcon soars with the wind. Soon enough, under the envious gazes of everyone, vanished into the sky. Offices Don Huo, watching the scene that just unfolded downstairs, suddenly remembered the news I received recently. Many parents have already. He asked about me. They all want to send their own kids to be raised under my care. Don Huo watched our figures fade into the distance, whispering softly, "The site admin might just be your stepping stone. Mia really looking forward to your bright and shining future." Over here, unaware that high hopes had already been placed on me. I already kind of regret taking Falcon brand private jet, a helmet without face protection. The sharp wind stings my face. I have no choice. I could only bury my face in the Azure Falcon's feathers. Wait until after landing. It feels like going through a trial. The long-awaited Mo Jin, Thetager, and Meng Ji, the snow leopard. They immediately crowded around. Meng Ji, the snow leopard, was the first to notice that I wasn't in good shape. He quickly used high sound body to catch me. I took the opportunity to climb on top. But considering he's still injured, I'm still using both feet to keep myself steady on the ground. At this moment, Mach King Tiger finally realized. He also came over to join in the fun and insisted on carrying me on his back. So I played another round-off human toy game with him, till my stomach started growling in protest. Wait until after lunch. Luo Jin, Weng Hu, and the Azure Falcon. Just take the two little wolf pups with you. Out for some fresh air. I was leading Mengjith Snow Leopard. Arrived at the scanner in the medical room. The scan results were then sent to the veterinarian Zui. Let him prepare the medication again. The scan results for Kshui are pretty good. Just keep up with the treatment for another week, and you'll be almost there. Still gotta be us. Just a slight move from the station, master. It's done. The Super Trichomengji Snow Leopard is taken care of. Facing Zui's teasing, I chose to ignore it. To be honest, I still don't get it. Haven't gotten over me own promotion yet. Becoming the station chief if District 7 can wait. Sigh. I'm clearly just an ordinary zookeeper. Meow saw me sighing in despair. Mengji Snow Leopard quickly jumped off the scanner, constantly hovering around me, looking for a chance to get cozy. Want a hug? I immediately give him a big hug. Who would have thought? Just in time, it was seen by Mach Cam Wong Fu, who had just returned from taking care of the kids. Damn, got caught again. The guilty me quickliren over as well. Gave him a big hug. Nozen, you're back? I've been waiting for you guys. Strike first after waiting too long. I don't care if he can understand or not. Anyway, just pass the buck first and worry about the rest later. It's just that nowadays I'm becoming more and more of a heartbreaker. The people in the control room watched as the marshal was led around by the nose. A bit heartbreaking. The marshal's Lefelling reputation of brilliance. Everything is about to be completely destroyed by Ho. This familiar Bua move. No wonder he keeps those big shots on a tight leash. Time flies by. In the blink of an eye, winter is almost here. I'm going to give Theflify ones a bath first. This time I got smarter. Bought a dryer from Blue Star in advance. Otherwise, just drying one won't do. At least an hour. After putting the two little wolf cubs into the dryer, I turned my gaze towards Galai, who was afraid of water. Sensing the awkward atmosphere, he was just about to spread his wings and fly away. But I never expected to grab his seagull-like claws in one swift move. Jelly, I know you don't like water, but you really need to take a shower. I put on an innocent and ingratiating smile. In the end, the overwhelmed Blue Falcon had no choice but to admit defeat. I took out the special shower gel and lathered him up with foam. I knew Jelly Eye was the most well-behaved. How could there be such a well-behaved falcon? Whose sweet little baby is this? Turns out, it's from my family. Under my constant stream of exaggerated praise, the Azure Falcon actually managed to break out of his initial isolation, turned into narcissism. In the end, he even walked into the drawing room himself. The commander really can't take a compliment. It was so easy to trick them into the drawing room. The promised ban on keeping ORCs in captivity during their evolution period. Where is it? Damn, they straight up got locked away. More importantly, it's actually quite enjoying itself. Guy flew into the drawing room, looking down at the next victim through the glass. So it's the newbie White Lotus leopard. Compared to theater-loving Mok Gam Wong Fu, Meng Ji, the snow leopard fits the characteristics of a cat better. That's hydrophobia. So when he saw the large bathtub filled with water, he immediately wanted to run outside. The result was snatched by me first. Grab him no matter how he struggles. Drag into the bathtub. I won't put up with any of these beasts. Anyone who doesn't shower can't forget about getting into my bed. Good girl, come here for a hug. Just give in to me already. I reached out misinful hand to him. Start giving Meng Ji Thesno leopard a full body scrub. And the initially resistant Nukin. Under my skilled technique, you'll slowly start to enjoy it. I took the opportunity to put a shower cap on him. Snapped dozens of photos and posted them on Starnet. As soon as the account was updated, it drew a crowd of netizens. Wow! What the hell did I just see? The release photo of Meng Ji Snow Leopard. Check out these muscles. Sha, as Themepire's top general. Nocturne. I've never posted such a sexy photo in public before. Even being overweight is enough to make netizens go wild. General Nukin has been raised so well by me. I am truly grateful from the bottom of my heart. So, under the influence of these two states, the coins in my account are skyrocketing again. I couldn't stop laughing. Hugging you really proves you were a top-tier cat. I happily planted a kiss on his forehead. I've never been used to the hypocrite Meng Jikshu, the snow leopard. The sunglasses king, Wang Hu. Seeing this scene instantly made me unable to sit still. Clearly, he's the good Lidion who loves bathing the most. Why can't the 2 feet explain clearly? So he plopped straight into the bathtub. Drenched from head to toe, I glared at him angrily. At this moment, Thesson glasses wearing Wang Hu. Still don't know what I did wrong. Just feeling that I'm angry, instantly started acting cute and coquettish. Tilting his head, hestered at me foolishly. Look at his clear, naive little eyes. I was so pissed off he could only laugh. Alright, you've got me figured out, huh? Hug me and teach me a lesson. Ye Nozen, I can't bring myself to do it. It doesn't mean Mong Kut the snow leopard is unwilling to part either. Meng Ji the snow leopard could understand what I was saying. But when they saw me hand gesture, immediately lunged at Ye Nozen. Now, Meng Ji the snow leopard's injuries have completely healed. They were roughhousing. I won't stop it anymore. Of course, the 2 big guys were just playing around. I, who was watching from the sidelines, also took out a spray nozzle and joined the battle. While rinsing off the foam from Meng Ji snow leopard's body, taking revenge on Mok Gam Wong Fu by splashing water all over his fur. The originally bath-loving Mok Gam Wong Fu. I'm not planning toe cover for him anymore. He insisted on washing it. Then we'll just have to satisfy him. After washing all the pets, toss them into the drying room. I'm so exhausted that I collapsed onto the chair. The surveillance showed Don Huo amidst a complete mess. Command Hu Deer to clean up immediately. Hu Deer, who freeloads all the time, is naturally exhausted. But seeing the beasts that had surrounded him earlier, at this moment, locked inside the drying room, couldn't help butact like a jerk. Hey, buddy. Can't catch me, huh? You're the one woted to bite me earlier. Now, you can't bite it, can you? Seeing water gradually letting loose, the people in the control room couldn't bear to look. Especially Don Huo. Can all feel it. The underlings cast curious and doubtful glances. That look was saying your nephew is like this. Are you really that dumb too? He gritted his teeth and picked up the phone to contact Hu Deer. This is after the last rebel ambush. After not being able to reach me. A feature specifically added. If you dare provoke Yi Nozan and his crew again, you're done for. I'll have him annihilate them out right now. Let you two fight it out head on. I couldn't help but laugh out loud while lying on the chair. Immediately cooperateth Don Huo. Mayor Huo makes a valid point. Hugh Deer, who was originally swing off, suddenly froze stiff. Realizing the situation, he quickly begged for mercy. Station Masterling, I was wrong. Please spare me. I get the luxurious Hugh Deer. I laughed even more joyfully. And the beasts that were already baring their teeth after being provoked, seeing me laugh so happily, they've already figured out how to attack Hugh Deer, instantly gave up on that idea. Each goes back to their own turf and lies low obediently. Wait for the hair to dry. Hey Emph, Beastie will get his revenge. Revenge is a dish best served cold. Hugh Deer thought he had narrowly escaped disaster. Who knew that when Don Huo came over to freeload a meal that evening, they directly relised 3 fierce beasts. 3 fierce beasts quickly pounced over. Huo the cop. You bastard and Mio, help me. Watching my silly nephew being chased all over the place, Don Huo curled her lips into a wide, cheerful smile. And here I am, cooking. I see Yi Nozan and the other shave already dried their hair. That's a relief. You guys come back as soon as you've had enough fun. Don't catch a cold. I don't really care whether Hugh Deer lives or dies. Instantly abandoned by 2 people, Hugh Deer was left utterly heartbroken. After dinner in the evening, Don Huo took Mito an open field. Although the surveillance seekers can still catch us, but couldn't make out what we were saying. After all, the mole still hasn't been caught yet. You should have realized it by now too. To animals, you are inherently different. Right, he's generous. Directly. It made me chuckle and nod. Even Thao was still thinking of excuses. I've pretty much guessed what Don Huo is going to say next. Because of the rebel army's sneak attack, he wanted to ask the federal army to protect me. I politely declined. Seeing that, I insisted, Don Huo could only let the reserve security team handle it. Pay more attention to the situation in Service Area 7. Just as I reached an agreement with Don Huo, on the other side, Val was heading galone towards the wandering planet to meet an important person. Elias, a name that represents death. No one has ever escaped from his grasp. He Miyamayo, you can escape this time.